The Democratic field in 2028 could have the party looking for their own version of Donald Trump. Strategists say there's never been a better time for a political outsider to succeed. I guess they mean it like that. And they're throwing names around like billionaire Mark Cuban and sports commentator Stephen A. Smith, who was on the other day. Okay, should Democrats consider any and all options?
No. I mean, we have an outsider in the White House right now, and look how well it's going. You know, I mean, it's just Stephen A. Smith at least admitted here.
He talks too fast. I can't follow him.
Well, he admitted, although the bar is pretty low in terms of who would be qualified to be the president of the United States, he admitted that he is unqualified. So I think we could take that name out of it.
All right, guys, welcome back. So we got a clip of Stephen A. with Candace Owens, and Stephen A. is admitting that he is not qualified for president, because we all know that the Democrats have him like slotted on a dream sheet of people that they would like, people from the outside that they would like to run for, you know, Democratic Party. But anyway, so it's very apparent in this clip with him and Candace Owens that he is not qualified for president, because he doesn't really have much to say. He has things to say, but not really that much to like argue against her. Really, she's kind of just like owning it the whole time, and he's not really putting up a fight. But I do have some respect for Stephen Smith, since he's been slowly curing himself of the mind virus, and it's been my respect for him has been building a little bit over time. But anyway, let's get right to the clip.
That world just saw. It wasn't a press conference or anything like that. I don't call it that. Him with Ukrainian President Zelensky and how he went at him and what have you. Now, Zelensky, if I remember correctly, you didn't speak too highly of him. I want to make sure I'm quoting you accurately. You called him a homosexual actor. Is that true? Did you call him that?
I also just called him the neighborhood crackhead, kind of just goes around asking for money. I called him a welfare queen, ghetto. This is the thing. The media kind of had me depicted throughout BLM as this person that uses these words to describe Black people. I'm like, no. Let's be very clear. When I'm calling somebody like Zelensky a welfare queen, there's a reason for that. You come here with your hand out, asking, making demands. It's funny because I was having a discussion with my husband about this. And, you know, it's people that tend to need the most that make these sorts of demands, and they're so arrogant. He's taken billions away, unaccounted billions, by the way. So you and I have to get to work because Zelensky wants his borders protected, and we can't have our borders protected because that would be a racist thing to ask for. Exactly. But he's allowed to demand that you and I get to work because he's spent all the billions. His wife is shopping in Paris. The oligarchs in Ukraine are all buying yachts. And yeah, I have absolutely no respect for him, but I want to say I have not respected that man since day one. This is not something that's new. I just saw him coming. It's not something that's new, but what about Trump and Vance and how they conducted themselves? You and I might disagree on this particular issue because I don't.
Yo, Candace Owens, you really like, I don't think I've ever seen her not cook. I've never seen her not cook. Like, she always comes with all the facts, and I don't think I've ever seen her I've never seen her lose. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. If you ever have an interview with Candace Owens, I hope you know what you're talking about. I hope you know what you're talking about.
I disagree with what you're saying in terms of, I was on the record saying, listen, you're coming with your hand out. You need money. You might not want to be confrontational. You might want to be a bit more diplomatic, Zelensky, because you're the one that's in need. And Trump wasn't wrong when he said, "Oh, you don't have any of the cards. You don't have any of the cards." The flip side to it, however, is that the press conference, you're in the Oval Office. We know this is the White House. This isn't someplace in Ukraine. And he's got broken English, and you got the vice president interrupting him. You got them, I thought, somewhat bullying him to some degree. I just didn't think it was necessary. It was a good look. That's where I'm coming from. Am I wrong in feeling that way?
No, I think you're perfectly, I mean, these are your feelings. They're valid, right? If that's how you felt. For me, I felt it was refreshing. I'm so tired of politics. I know they always button it up for us. They're constantly telling us, oh, this, and saying things that sound good, but don't actually result in good things. And I think it was sort of the frustration of how much he has taken from America to not come with some respect. And I likened it to, even when you go to your granddad's house and it's your birthday, your mom kind of makes you wear something special. You know, he's going to give you a card and slip some cash in there, $100. Granddad's always good for that. And you just come with some decorum and some respect. This dude has been wearing military fatigues for like 5 years now. Okay.
Facts.
Put on a suit. As soon as he gets out of the car, Trump's like, well, he's dressed up. This should let you know, this should signal to the public that what he's doing is an act. Why? Give me a scenario, a reason why he can't put on a suit. Even if you're in the midst of a war, why can't you put on a suit when you're coming to ask for money? Well, because he wants.
Yeah, I've always had a problem with that too. Like, I don't know why he's wearing like almost like fatigues. You're not on the line, dude. Like, just put a suit on. Just put a suit on. Everybody knows you're not out there fighting or anything. You're not. You're taking pictures at Vogue for Vogue magazine. Chill out.
Wants people to see him as a guy that's downtrodden in the trenches, and he's not that. This guy's been on the cover of Vanity Fair. He's been on the cover of Vogue. He's been on the cover of Forbes. He's doing photo shoots. He did a 3-hour podcast with Lex Friedman. He asked and was declined a spot to go to the Oscars a couple of years ago. And so this is making a mockery. It's just making him put on a suit.
See,
you know?
this is why people got to be careful about messing with you, because I was getting ready to disagree with you until you threw out those last. Like, I didn't know he tried to go to the Oscars.
Yeah, you see, Stephen A. Clearly he was here. He wanted. I think he wanted to stand on something, but after he realized Candace Owens came with all this stuff to say, all these facts, and now he's like, oh wow, I can't. He's like, basically, I've kind of changed my mind on this one right on the spot, basically. Yeah. So Stephen A. hasn't really said much throughout this interview. He's kind of just asking questions, and she responds, and I'm guessing he would have some kind of rebuttal to whatever she says, but he kind of doesn't really say anything. He kind of like, okay, he kind of agrees. So he can't even like, or can't really come up with anything to say. Even in this case, this question about Zelensky and him on all of these magazine covers and his invite to the Oscars, I think that was declined, or no, he tried to go to the Oscars or something like that, but they ended up declining, and he didn't even know. And now it seems like he kind of is enlightened and kind of like, oh, I guess you're right on that one. It sounds like it. That's what it sounds like. Seems like he has been enlightened by Candace Owens. So there we have it. Stephen A. didn't really have much of any argument to make against what she was saying. I watched a good chunk of it, and Stephen A. didn't really have much to say, and he didn't really have arguments against what she was saying. He, for the most part, agreed to everything that she said. He didn't really put up much of a fight. But Candace Owens is just on top of everything, and it looked like he was kind of just receiving information. He like wanted to get to know her more. It was basically like an interview. Basically an interview. It was like a real interview. He was asking her all these questions, and he was just, it looked like he was learning from her, actually. It didn't look like he was even set up to say anything. Yeah, so Stephen A. just seems like the type that, just reads headlines and then has a thought about it without really going any deeper than the surface. And Candace Owens reads everything. And Stephen A., he just kind of got schooled. He had nothing to say. The only thing he really had to say was that he didn't feel that Zelensky should have gotten beaten up so bad in the White House during that heated exchange. But that was really all he had. And that wasn't really a right or wrong. That was kind of just like whatever your feelings are. And he felt like he was bullied. I think he deserved that, and he should have been kicked out, and we should snatch his funding. That's how I feel on it. But anyway, yeah. If the Democratic Party had him on the list of people that they would like, I guess, to run for president in 2028 or some form of leadership, because they want somebody from the outside, like the Republicans have gotten Trump, and a few of his appointees are from the outside. So I guess the Democrats it looks like they might be trying to copy what the Republicans are doing. Not surprised. But clearly, if they had Stephen A. up on that list, and if he went up against Candace Owens in a debate, clearly, if he even got that far, if he went up against probably any Republican candidate, he would get smoked. No doubt. He is not qualified. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you later. Peace.